Welcome to Music Industry City's Monday Kickoff. We offer up important tips for a successful career and get you motivated for the week ahead. I'm Peter Schwing, and joining me today is always going to be Aisha Damo. We got a lot to talk about. If there's something you'd like to chime in about, join us in the chat or leave a comment below. And stick around for like the after show. We're going to be doing stuff. So let's check in by kicking off with Aisha. Hey Aisha, how you doing?
Hello, hello, hello. I
Hey.
am good. I'm enjoying this snow day. I have got my white sweater on, that is very 80s to celebrate the puffy whiteness and realness outside.
Right on. Fantastic. Yeah, it seemed like it's snowing a little bit more than they said it was going to be a big storm, and then the way it sounded where I am, it was going to be like in two parts. So it was like you're going to wake up and there'd be like a little bit of snow and then rain and then some more snow later, and then we got a lot more than expected, it seems.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
Mm.
yeah, I like it. I think it's beautiful. I love the winter wonderland, so I'm hunkered down, enjoying it.
Fantastic. Yeah. So, how was your weekend besides that?
Pretty good. Yeah. I mean, some of the stuff I've had some ups and downs this week, but it's, moving forward one foot in front of the other.
Hmm.
And I'm almost there with you'll notice I'm a little bit rearranged in my room right now. I've been rearranging things. So, getting organized in a very zen-like way that makes sense,
Hmm.
because so much of my life doesn't make sense, and that's what we're about here is making sense of it all.
Making sense of it all, yeah, because sometimes we get wrapped up in the emotions of the moment. So I know you have a lot to talk about, so I'm going to let you ride. All right.
All right. So, this week, what I want to talk about is The Force. Now, last week, my roommate and I decided to rewatch the original Star Wars trilogy because, it's the best one, as we all know. And also because, you know me, I like to bring you that vintage OG realness. So, it got me thinking about the Force. Now, I know that not everyone out there in the music business has a spiritual mindset practice, but I gotta say, if you're a music artist or any other kind of creative, and you're going about this whole thing without some kind of system to focus your mind and stay with the work, you're going to have a really hard time out there. So you need something to get you through. And I'm not saying that has to be a religion, but you do need a way to pull yourself together and to keep on the path of being an artist in a world and a society that isn't always as gracious to the artist or, as rewarding to that life choice as it might be. So it's this kind of mindset, focus, and somewhat spiritual stuff that I'm always talking about here on the show. Now, some of you are pretty seasoned in all these practices, and others are brand new to it all. So, some of you kind of already know what it might mean to use the Force, as Star Wars puts it. But others of you are like, what the hell does that shit mean? I don't even know what that is. And this is where I'm going back to the trilogy itself. And you'll notice that when Obi-Wan Kenobi is first teaching Luke Skywalker about the Force, he doesn't really tell him what it is. He just encourages him to use it and assures him that it will always be with him. I think this is a really key point because in the years that I've done guided meditations and in my work helping out Nancy Mans with her work of, helping actors to use this kind of spiritual stuff in their acting, there's a whole lot of telling people to just ask and allow. Like, I'm going to ask and allow that I can download the universal grid work of the quality of grace, for an example. We often do this process where you don't necessarily need to know what it is. In fact, in teaching this stuff, we often remind people that it doesn't matter if you know what the words quite mean. It doesn't matter if it all makes sense yet. And sometimes it's even better if you don't know that stuff because it allows you to have this open channel without any preconceptions that allows that force to come into you. So, in the past week, I've had some occasions to really remind myself about the use of the force. Like, when I was on a 3-hour tour of the dental clinic, trying to find out if I'm finally going to get Invisalign after chasing it down forever. I used the Force to create calm relations in what was an otherwise exasperating situation. But also, I used the Force in making some key decisions in how I want to move forward on a new music project I'm starting up. I asked, to be shown the best next step. That's a relationship with the Force. So for this week, I just want to encourage you to go out there and, try and use the Force. Even if you don't know what it is, even if you don't know what that means right now, you don't need to know what it is. Just, in those moments when you're feeling a little bit of agitation, just get calm. You feel that creeping up on you, remind yourself that you can use the Force and then ask for it. Just ask and allow and see what happens. I'd be willing to bet that there's a little shift somehow. And even if you don't believe in these things, just stopping and taking stock in those moments can be all that you need to help you get through that little bump in the road. So that's what I've got for you this week, the Force. May the Force be with you. Yes.
Right on. I mean, that reminds me, I still have to watch, was it episode 9? Was it Rise of Skywalker?
Yeah.
I think that's the last one. Apparently it's not that good, but I have to force myself. So I'm going to use the Force to force myself to watch it.
It's not like the originals.
Yeah.
I find it enjoyable, even though it's not the storytelling. Lately, I think we've taken some weird paths with storytelling in film, and we might want to get back for certain genres into a little bit more of a clear path with that. I think some of our storytellers might need to use the Force to get back.
Well, J.J. Abrams hasn't released an original film. Now, when he takes over empires, he just regurgitates everything that they've done in the past. Like Star Trek, Star Wars, all it is just regurgitating the stuff, and it's garbage.
Yeah, well, go back and watch the originals, though.
The first three it's story.
How good they are.
It's a story writing. It's the story that was so solid, and the character development. So, I can't remember. I can remember more things about the first 2.5 movies than I can remember, collectively of every other movie. There's nothing memorable about them, but the original because of the story. So, I am going to use the Force then. So, we're keeping it short today because Dave is on vacation. So, we're going to wrap up. And thanks for everybody for tuning in. We're going to keep this short, and I'll catch you another time. See ya.